Imagine sending your kid to some elite performing arts school in Hollywood, and their teacher's first big assignment is a sleepover at his house. Yeah, that doesn't sound so cute when you think about it being your kids, right? But for some reason, everyone is acting like it's just quirky arts school behavior. Let's stop pretending Hollywood Arts was a dream school for just one sec, and start treating it like what it actually was. A class action lawsuit in the making. Welcome to part 2 of why Hollywood Arts is the most negligent high school in TV history. Charge number 1. 2 counts of gross academic and professional malpractice. Let's start with the HR nightmare on the payroll, Erwin Sikowitz. The show frames him as this quirky and beloved artsy mentor. But in reality, this man is a walking Department of Children and Families investigation. Take the episode Sleepover at Sikowitz's. The assignment is method acting, but for some reason the location is his house for an overnight sleepover with his teenage students. In what universe does an elite and prestigious institution allow a male faculty member to host a co-ed pajama party at his house under the guise of curriculum? This is a freaking call to Chris Hansen at worst. But the school's total lack of professional standards doesn't stop in the classroom. It bleeds directly into their career advice. Look at the Diddly-Bops, which, by the way, what a poorly aged name. So in the episode, Sikowitz forces these kids into a humiliating low-budget children's music group dressed as literal food. For regular high schoolers, it's embarrassing. But Hollywood Arts claims to train students for the entertainment industry. So when I see Andre trying his hardest to get signed by a major record label, and his own teacher puts out a public performance that actively sabotages his professional image, you can see why I side-eye the school. And let's not forget these kids were only doing this whole side quest for Sikowitz's billionaire friend Kevin Chase.
Well, I assume you're all familiar with Kevin Chase.
The guy who owns like half the hotels in Vegas?
Like, can you imagine trying to get signed as a serious musician, and your teacher turned you into Cocomelon because of his billionaire bestie? Charge number 2. 1 count of financial fraud and institutional embezzlement. In the Great Ping Pong Scam, the kids invent a completely fictional sports team so they could secure funding from the school's athletic budget and use the money to eat luxury dinners. Listen, I can acknowledge that the kids are low-key scammers, but it also lands on the school. Because why the hell is the administration handing out thousands of dollars in institutional funding with zero oversight? I guess because later in the episode they said that Principal Eichner was going to be fired if Hollywood Arts didn't have a winning sports team. So I bet the dude didn't even check in a serious way. It's like saying we investigated ourselves and we found that we did nothing wrong. It's straight up white-collar budget fraud running rampant in a public high school. But if that wasn't bad enough, in the episode Sikowitz literally ran out on the bill when he found out it was way more money than they intended. But I'm gonna leave that part alone for now because I have a video coming out specifically about how messy all the adults in the show were. Charge number 3, institutional negligence. When the students leave the classroom, the danger actually increases because Hollywood Arts has zero concept of public safety or adult supervision. In terror, on Cupcake Street, Sikowitz sends a group of minors out on a massive unpermitted float on national television. So I feel like we all skip over the fact Sikowitz did all this because of his girlfriend Felicia, who was in charge of the parade.
So, you all know about the woman I've been dating, Felicia? She's the creative director of this year's parade. I sort of promised Felicia I'd get some of my most creative students to build a float and perform.
So all I'm seeing is a teacher who dangled the national TV part over the student's head so he could get into his girlfriend's pants, in turn causing him and the kids to be stranded in a dangerous neighborhood, completely vulnerable, with no backup plan. Let's not forget Andre and Beck got jumped, and Tori had to talk to 3 dudes who looked a little too aggressive for a kid's TV show. Like, how much of a hazard does one teacher have to become before getting fired? I mean, are we all gonna forget that this parade was literally happening the next day, so they had to drive all night? I get they are high schoolers, so their parents are more relaxed with them. But I'm sorry, you can really tell these kids' parents didn't give a shit about them. Like, how many times are they going to allow their children to be supervised by a teacher with a criminal record?
I can't drive that thing with you kids in it. I have a semi-suspended driver's license. I was driving through Vegas with these people I met at the circus.
But the absolute scariest part about attending Hollywood Arts is that if you're a student facing a real threat, the administration will ignore you. Look at the episode Crazy Ponnie. Kat accidentally waxes off Jade's eyebrows, and Jade goes on a literal rampage. Beck and Andre have to physically restrain Jade and handcuff her to the cafeteria table. Like, where the fuck are the security guards? Where's Lane? I'll even take that trigger happy cop from the stage fighting episode. Literally anything besides letting teenagers be left to handle other teenagers. And because the adults do nothing, it escalates until the next day when we see Jade ended up shaving Kat's head and eyebrows off. And the show plays it for laughs because Kat is basically a cartoon character at that point in the season. And speaking of Crazy Ponnie, can we talk about how Tori only gets help because she calls her mom's LAPD side piece? Like, the girl is being terrorized by a jealous expelled student, but everyone in the show just laughs in her face, including Sikowitz.
Ponnie, with a P, Paw-nie. What color was her hair, blonde?
Or brunette?
Like, Tori's locker is getting drilled off and swapped, and no one is noticing a single thing. And the worst part is the school already knew her. Sikowitz and Lane recognize her at the end, like, oh yeah, that's Fawn. She used to go here. Like, How the fuck was an expelled student walking around campus like she still had a schedule? But honestly, most of my points in this video is only the student side of it, because the adults in Victorious deserve their own separate investigation. So make sure you're subscribed because that video is coming next. And after that, I might have to be fair for once and talk about the opportunities Hollywood Arts actually gave these kids, because this school was still a career launchpad.